Okay, it's episode 6 of Practice Vlogs. I'm gonna go over to my channel. The last, the last etude we did was Altès, number 5. I just recorded the performance for that. The next etude I recorded on my channel was a Kohler etude from the Opus 66, the Romantic Studies. I'm gonna skip that one though, just like I did previously, because I'm working on the album of that, and so there's not gonna be really anything to film because I'm pretty sure I've already recorded that etude. I think I have. But we're gonna go on to number 7. I'm pretty sure I have done number 7 improved. So we're gonna go check the playlist. Yeah, I have. I remember working on this one. This one took a lot of work. And this last week, number 5 was hard to get. I extended it to 2 weeks to learn it, so this one. Yeah. Okay, let me get my notes. Okay. Well, it's starting to play the next etude. I want it to go back. Go back. Okay. Alright. So, I didn't write very much. I think I say that maybe in every video. But the things I noticed the most were the tempo it wasn't entirely clear at the beginning, not until I really got to that dotted quarter D did I really feel the tempo, like I knew what I was playing. And then also having direction in the notes. It all seemed pretty tense. And towards the middle, kind of end of the etude, it seemed like I was getting tired. I didn't do many dynamics. Whenever I was trying to play forte, and I was playing forte, it was loud. I think the sound was too tense. So, the things to work on for this are... Okay, so I want a steady tempo, clear dynamics, and what was the other thing that I had said? Oh, clear phrasing. Oops, typo. Come on. I think that should be good. Those 3 points will be the main things I focus on, is keeping a steady tempo, having clear dynamics, and clear phrasing. It seemed like I was just kind of forcing it and rushing through it. So I really want to make sure that I am being musical with it. We're gonna type. Yeah. That'll be the things. And I need to manage my time really efficiently when I'm working on this, because I remember working on this, and it was a lot to try to get at tempo. But this was nearly, how long ago was this? This was a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago. A little over a year ago. So, oops, I spelled musical wrong. What did I do? Oh, I switched the I and the C. My typing is not that good. My typing skills. Okay, but yeah, I did this a little over a year ago, and so I think going back and learning this is going to be a lot easier than the first time I learned it, because I remember this taking a long time, and it's 4 pages long. I think also because it was so long, I was used to doing like 2-minute long etudes at most, and not even 2 minutes. I was doing like 1-minute etudes, and so I think just the length of it also really made it tiring for me when I was learning it back then. I definitely feel more confident about learning this one than I did last week's, number 5. So, yeah. Alright. Oh. Okay. We are going to just jump right in. I think my first... so long. 4 pages. So what I'm going to do, instead, because this etude is so long, I'm not even going to bother with a first playthrough of it. I'm just going to work on it in sections. I'm going to start from the beginning and go from there. No, I'm messing up. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna turn on the subdivision, because I'm not really subdividing. So I'm gonna put the med on to do it for me. Not to do it for me, so that I will hear it and be remembered to subdivide. stop going forward. I think I could probably get this up to tempo in a week. We'll see. I might be eating my words later, but this doesn't feel too hard. Okay, that's a little off. I'm gonna go through actually and look at this etude and divide it into sections. 8, 9. Okay, I've divided it into 9 sections. I'm gonna work on the first 2 sections today and try to get it, and I'll get it to 50. And if I still have time left over, I'll move on to the next. Okay, so I've got these first 2 pages at 50. I'm gonna play through all of it. Okay, so I've got that. I'm making really good progress today. Oh, and this next section's pretty short. You think I can get it in 3.5 minutes? Up to 50? We'll see. Okay. Well, I did more than what I planned on doing. So I went beyond the goal that I set for today, which is good. That is a good thing. Tomorrow, I think, yeah, that low articulation is going to be some work. And the rest of it doesn't look all that hard. So I think tomorrow I can get these next 2 pages up to 50. And then, yeah, let me make a week, a practice plan for the week. Okay, so I've got a plan. Tomorrow, I will get pages 3 and 4 up to 50. And then the next day, day 3, I need to have it at 52. I'm only increasing by 2 just in case that lower articulated part ends up being harder. And then day 4, yeah, I'm not really increasing by much. Day 4, 58. and day 5, 62, day 6, 66. I don't have very big increments to increase by. It's all by 4. And so, yeah, I think I'll be able to get it at 66. The only really hard part, I think, of this etude, which I didn't even play through the rest of it, but I think just the hardest is articulating staccato in the lower register. So, yeah, that is my plan. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2. Okay, it's day 2. Today I need to get the 3rd and 4th pages up to 50. I started working on the 3rd page yesterday. That's where we had the lower register stuff. So, I think I'm not going to focus on that section. I'm going to start from the end today and work backwards. Okay, so starting from the end, actually I'm going to start in the second to last section so I can get a little warmed up because I haven't played it in several hours. Okay. Let me get the mat on. I'm gonna finish playing the rest of the etude before I'm done practicing. Okay, so that was at 44. I'm out of time. These last 2 pages seemed harder than the first 2 yesterday, but maybe that's just because I wasn't as warm before playing. I'm not sure why. The articulation is different on the last 2 pages. It's slurring the last 2 of the grouping instead of the first 2 of the grouping like it is on the first page. So maybe that's what was harder about it, or maybe I'm just not as focused, not as warmed up, any number of things. But it seemed harder, and also it's in the lower, those parts that are in the lower register were not as clear as I'd like them to be. But yeah, I made progress. Tomorrow, I think I'll definitely get the last 2 pages up to 50, and then I want the entire etude at 52, so I'll just work everything up to 52 tomorrow. But pretty good session. I was very focused during it. do really any talking from the beginning to now, so yeah. Today I'm just gonna start from the beginning. I could probably already play the majority of this at 52 since it's only 2 clicks more, so I'm gonna go through it really quickly, all the easier parts, and then work on the parts that I don't have at 50, and I'll just work it up to 52. Okay. Alright. Can you tell I'm not warmed up? I'm gonna play... No, I'm just gonna try it at 50 again. I was gonna say I was gonna play it slower, but I'm just gonna try it at 52. Okay, that sounds terrible. I'm just gonna play it slow and then gradually speed it up. Okay, that's 47. I still don't have these last 2 pages at 52 like I wanted. So I don't know why I'm talking with such an accent. That's not how I normally talk. So I have the last 2 pages at 47. I'm I think what I'll do for tomorrow is focus on those 2 pages. For tomorrow, I have it planned that I get it up to 58. I think I can... You know what I might do is try to get the first 2 pages up to 66 tomorrow. And then focus on the next 2 pages for the rest of the week. I'm not sure if I'll do that. I'll decide tomorrow, after I've practiced for a little bit on it, the real game plan for it. But these last 2 pages of the etude are harder. My single tongue is not fast enough. It's the change in articulation that's the harder part, I think. So, yeah, I'll start with these last 2 pages tomorrow, and really focus on that, because I am behind, and I need to get it to 52, and it's only at 47. So, yeah, that'll be my plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow's day 4. Yeah, tomorrow's day 4. There we go. I'm going to start slower. I like to start slower from what I had it at before, just to really make sure I have the etude in my fingers. Yeah, I wasn't aiming my air correctly. That's why the note wasn't speaking. I was aiming my air too far up. Okay, so I've gotten these last 2 pages up to 50. It's really pushing me. So I'm gonna go to these first 2 pages and work them up to 58. I think it's my articulation that is slowing me down. I don't think my single tongue is fast enough for how fast I'm wanting to play it. So I'll need to work on that separately from the etude, just working on speeding up my single tongue. But I'm going to work on these first 2 pages now. Okay, that is 56. I have 5.5 minutes left. It's getting a lot harder now. My single tongue is just, my tongue is just not keeping up with the tempo. So what I'm going to do for the rest of this practice is do slower runs. I'm going to play it. Actually might even take me 5 minutes to play it all the way through at a really slow tempo. Okay. Not too bad. My music fell. I have 30 seconds left. So, yeah, 46 felt like a pretty easy tempo for the entire etude. I did realize that I need to have places where I'm going to breathe, and I need to have a breathing plan for what I'm going to do, because this etude is pretty never-ending. There's some eighth notes where there is a place to breathe, but then there's other spots where there isn't enough time, and maybe whenever I have the etude faster, I'll be able to do it in one breath. But yeah, I really need to work on my single tongue separate from this and getting it faster so I can get this etude up, because if I don't get it faster, then the breathing is going to be a lot harder. Yeah. But that's the end today. I'll see you tomorrow for day 5. Okay. Day 5. It is 11:11 right now. So, I'm going to do my 30 minutes and then go to bed. I definitely should have done this earlier in the day, but I didn't. I'm still doing it, so yay. I'm not excited, but I'm still going to do it. Okay. Let me write down what time it is. Alright. I'm not going to talk a whole lot. I'm just going to practice and see how well I can get this etude. I'm supposed to get it to 62 today, but I'm pretty behind on my practice, like on speeding it up. So we'll see what I get it to. I'll start at 50. Something just occurred to me. I'm using less air than what I typically do, and I'm also playing softer than what I usually do, and my articulation is easier, and that reminds me that sometimes you need to use less air. We don't want to flood the tube, the whole flute, with too much air, because the flute can only handle so much air. That's not something I always think of, but being late right now and playing late is making me use less air, which is actually better for my articulation, and my tongue isn't getting backed up by the air. So that's good. playing so much better. And I'm articulating in the same spot in my mouth every time. I'm focusing on hitting the same place in my mouth and not using too much air. Okay. Well, that time went by pretty quick. I made progress despite it being so late. I'm gonna write down what I did real fast. Yeah. Made good progress today, even though I'm really sleepy. I'm playing softer tonight. I think just because it's late and I'm ready to go to sleep. But that made me realize that I was pushing too much air normally, and to back off my air and to lighten up my tongue. So there's a positive thing for practicing this late. Maybe I would have realized that if I was practicing earlier in the day as well. I don't know if I would have or not, but yeah. Alright, it's day 6. Today I am supposed to get the etude up to tempo. I'm really far off from it. So today I'm just gonna try to get it up to tempo, I guess. Yeah, I think I probably can play at least this first part at tempo, but this later half, the last 2 pages of the etude, is what has been harder for me. So we'll see what progress I make. Okay, actually, it's looking like I don't want to call it so early, but it really seems like I'm not gonna make it up to tempo. I can get very close though. I'm actually gonna work on the end instead of the beginning. Work backwards so that I work on the harder parts first. Okay. Maybe I oughta... Whoa. Okay, maybe I think what I'm gonna do, because right now I'm practicing really big chunks, and that's good to do, but I think it might benefit me better if I work in really, really small chunks in like 2 to 4 measures at a time and trying to get it up to tempo. I'll see if that helps me make progress faster. Woo! Oh man, that was tiring. Wow, I kind of did it. I know my sound was not super clear on some of those notes, but that was 54. Having the tempo automatically increase is building up endurance in my tongue because it's getting really tired doing it over and over and over again. But that's what this entire etude is going to be. So it's good I'm doing this. And I'm glad I decided to do this because at the beginning of this session I was kind of jumping around and saying, oh, well, maybe I'll just do short segments, or I'll practice the beginning, or I'll practice the end. And I didn't really have a method. I just kept trying different things and it wasn't really making any progress. But now that I've chosen a method of practice and what I'm going to be doing, I have so much more clarity and I can go through the etude a lot smoother and learn it a lot quicker, rather than saying, oh, well, this method isn't working how I want it, so I'm just going to change it 5 different times until I feel like it's right. Just pick one method that you know works and do it. I think I might put in some extra time on this etude. So far for this practice vlog series, I have limited myself to only 30 minutes a day, because that's a really hard thing to do and I wanted to see if I can do that. But every single week I end up not getting the etude up to tempo, which these Altès etudes are really challenging to learn in such a short amount of time. Tomorrow is my last day for this etude, so I don't have a whole lot of time to get it up to tempo, but I think if I practice enough and just put in a lot more time than these 30 minutes, I can get it. So I think I'll start doing that. Okay, that's the end of my time for today. I made progress. I make progress every day. I just don't have it up to tempo. It's so fast. In my tongue, it's just so weak for this tempo. I really just gotta work on my articulation. So, tomorrow is the last day I have to work on it. I'll do a little bit of extra time of practice right now. I won't film it. I'll just stop videoing it so I have less footage to go through after when I edit this video. And then tomorrow I'll probably do some more practice than just what I film. Tomorrow will be the last day of practice, and then I'll do... I don't know what I'll do, because I'm kind of changing my original idea of what I thought this whole series would be. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'll do. I'll figure it out. But anyways, regardless, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, it's day 7. I've already practiced today. I've done over 30 minutes of practice on this etude. I got the etude up to 50. Again, the last 2 pages are still not as good as the first 2 pages, and it's a lot harder for me. The tempo that's marked is 66, and it says allegro. I think 50 is still allegro, so I'm still being true, kind of, to what the etude is supposed to be. It's just not going to be as fast as what it's supposed to be. And I really need to make sure that I don't slow down in the later half of the etude, because I played through it a little bit ago, and I was slowing down whenever it's starting to get harder, and I was getting more tired. Anyways, I'll perform it now. performance. I'm happy with that. I did start, I need to breathe. I did start to slow down on that, oh, my pages are out of order. Okay, on that third page where it gets harder, I think that was a pretty good performance. I had some dynamics at some parts. I definitely didn't get pianissimo where it says pianissimo, but overall I'm really happy with the performance, and I'm glad I decided to stop limiting my practice to 30 minutes, because the whole point of this series is to get better and to show y'all a little bit about how I practice. I was focusing too much on this is the way I'm gonna do this video type whenever that's not the purpose of my channel. The purpose of my YouTube channel is so I can become a better musician, and along the way hopefully inspire you guys to practice and bring some music that y'all will enjoy. So starting next week, I will be doing my practice normal so I can actually spend more time on the flute, because I have not been able to practice as much as I want to and as much as I need to. Yeah, there won't be any 30-minute timers anymore for the rest of this series. I'll just pop in every so often each day to show y'all what progress I'm making on my practice, because I'm a musician before I'm a video creator and editor, and I really want to just share my process of playing and learning an etude and music with you guys. So anyways, that's the end of today's video, the end of this week. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.